everybody, this is Sherry, and I just wanted to take a minute to show you how I made my mini cards that I'm going to put in one of the altered envelopes that I made today. My daughter wanted to give a gift to a lady at our church, so I thought, boy, I can make these quick and easy. So I went ahead and I made the envelope. And I used, I can't find my paper, here it is. It's the Lost and Found, the blush collection from My Mind's Eye. And I just cut it to fit my envelope. And I used the regular envelopes, I don't have the square ones, so this is what it looks like. And because the paper is so heavy with this, I didn't even bother lining the inside of it because it matched the background, and this is real nice and sturdy. So I started with a pack of Recollections cardstock called Cream. And what I did was I took it and I cut it into fourths, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece. Just like you were going to make a you know, a regular layer, or you know, this is the size of what your A2 size card would be, except there's no back to it because we cut it off. We cut it, or one sheet of cardstock will make 4 mini cards. And so I cut them into fourths, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Scored them at 2 3/4. There we go. So we've got our mini card base. I took the same paper that I made the cards for, and I cut them down to 4 by 2 1/2. So I have a 1/4 inch border to go all the way around on each side. And I like the way that looks. I think it's just perfect. I did it. I have trouble lining my stuff up. I took the, for what I did next, I used the Stampin' Up! Pool Party and the Memento Rosebud, and they matched my paper. I used the Stampin' Up! Chalk Talk set. I used this one and that one right there. And I used their framelits to cut out this piece. And then for this one, I used the extra large oval, which is 2 by 1 3/8. Looks like that. So I used that, and then I cut all my pieces out, and there's my first piece. And then I put 2 dimensionals on the back of each of the ovals, and then I'm just going to line that up the best I can. I may need to pick it up so I can see a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And so I layered that right on top with the dimensionals. And let's see, do I want to use, yeah, I'll go ahead and use some more dimensionals because it's still very flat, and it's not one that you're going to stick in the mail anyway, so you can make it as high up as you want. And I'll just put 3 across the back here on the ends and 1 in the middle. Take that off. Get those out of the way. Put that up again. There you go. And there are envelopes that go with these, and I will show you those in just a minute. I've got 3 more of the cards to do, because like I said, it makes 4, which I think is a nice set. And you know, 4 cards in a set is, I think, really pretty cool. I'm going to zoom you in a little closer here so you can see how nice it all matches together. I'll be back in just a minute to show you the envelope. Thanks. Okay guys, I'm back. I worried that I might have been a little too quick when I showed you the first one, so I wanted to show you one more before I do the envelopes. Again, I took my Recollections paper and I cut it at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is just a sheet of paper cut into fourths. I scored it at 2 3/4, and I will do my best to put the dimensions and the score marks and all of that on the video, but I'm not very good at that, so that's why I wanted to go over it one more time. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, scored in half at 2 3/4, gives you your mini card right there. I cut my paper that I'm going to put on top, my top layer, at 4 inches by 2 1/2 inches. And I'll show you that again. It's the Lost and Found My Mind's Eye Blush Collection, and I cut it at 4 inches by 2 1/2 inches. And I was just so excited when I was doing the first one that I think I just went really quick. So I wanted to slow it down just a little, and I will try to put the directions on the screen, but if I can't, you know, you can always stop and write down, as you know, as I told you. But it's basically 1/4 of a sheet of A2 size or A4 size paper, excuse me, A4, and then we just fold that in half and we get 4 cards out of 1 sheet of paper. And here's where I always mess up, and I did so good the first one and now I'm blowing it. So let's try this again, making sure I'm still in frame here. I am just really stinky at this part. I should have just left it at going fast, huh? And oh well. You guys know that I'm trying to be helpful, so please just understand that I'm not the best at lining up my paper. I don't know why I struggle with that, but I always do. There we go. That's not too bad. And then here is my Chalk Talk pieces that I cut out, and I've got my dimensionals on the back here. And I will put that on in the middle. And I really hope the lady that I'm making these for likes them, because my daughter was, they had wanted her to do something to help them. They're both older, and she had so much homework that she forgot, and she felt bad because they went out and moved the logs on their own, and they really needed her help, so she felt horrible that she forgot. And so here again is a close-up of the mini card, and it says, "I'm so grateful there's you in the world." And here's all 4 of them. So this is what will be going in the envelope, and I'll be back in a minute to, or in the altered envelope, in the bigger one, and I'll be back in a minute to show you how to make the small envelopes for the mini cards. Okay everybody, I'm back, and I took for my mini envelope, I've got just regular copy paper, only this is cream. It's cut at 5 3/4 up here, 5 3/4 by 7 1/8. I'll see if I can zoom you out a little more. There we go. Okay, then we're going to come in here at 5. We've got the 5 3/4 side up here at the top. We're going to score at 5/8 right there, and then we're going to score over here at 5 1/8. which is the mark right past your 5. Okay, so we scored on the 5 3/4 side, we scored at 5/8 and 5 1/8, and now we're going to turn it. So we're on the 7 1/8 side. We're going to score at 1 7/8, which is right here. And you don't push too hard because this is copy paper and I already ruined one. And then we're going to come over here and score at 4 3/4. So right there. And that's, I just try to do real light twice so I got it real good. We're going to take that out of the way. And I'm going to zoom you in a little bit here. Now, for this is your short side up here. Down here's your long side. I cut a little bit off at a little bit at an angle. So I go up there, cut a little bit off here. It just seems to help it lay a little flatter when you do that, when you close it up. The same thing at this end. I'm going to cut a little off here. Can you see that? Yeah. And then the same thing on this side. Now, on our little flaps here and here, we need to leave this center section right here. You can see our flap here and our flap here. We need to leave this center section, and again, I cut at an angle just to get rid of a little extra bulk so that the envelope goes closed a little nicer. And I will try, like I said, to put the dimensions on the video if I can. And then again at an angle, and we get rid of these. Now we get our bone folder, which it's really not necessary, but I still like to score mine to get nice tight creases. Score it there, fold it there, and I think this one's a little crooked. Yeah, this one's a little off. Let's redo that one. There we go. And then fold in our insides, our edges. It's just, when the paper's thin, you got to be careful that you don't poke a hole right through it. And now I just use my 1/8 inch score tape, and I put it along the side here, and bring that down, pull it off. Same on the other side. Whoops, I did it on the wrong part. I do it on this part because that way I know that it's not going to show. So I bring it down here at the bottom, guys. Excuse this one because this is a definite boo-boo. Let me see if I can get that off without ripping it. Let me see. Alright guys, I got the score tape off the place I put the wrong side. Now we're going to put this on the bottom where we put the angles at, okay? Here's our short flap, here's our long flap. Again, on the bottom, put the score tape on the bottom flap. And I had to be real careful because these flaps, you know, with it being, they're only, you know, a little more than a 1/2 inch, and with it being copy paper and not cardstock, it would have ripped really easy if I wasn't careful. And I peel the edges off there, fold that little bit over, and press it down, and get it in there right, hopefully. Having a heck of a time with this one. And there we go. Press it down. And then I just go over it again with my bone folder to get a real nice tight crease and make my envelope nice and flat. And here are all 4 of my envelopes that match my cards, which my card bases, which I was real happy about that because I didn't want to have to use white. And there they are. And there's all 4 of the cards. I will show you the rest in just a little bit. Thanks, guys. Bye. Okay, everybody, this is it. I decided to forego putting a lot on the front because I wanted to put it in this bag because it was for an older couple, and they both kind of shake and I didn't want them to lose anything. So I decided to go with a more plain style for the envelope, and then I put their candies in the inside, and you can see I put paper around the Hershey Nuggets that matches the paper on the bag and on the cards, and then I stuck a piece of my bling jewelry that I made, and I put paper on the top of that bag so it's all closed up. And then I used another one of the stamps. I used that one right there, just a little something for a very special someone. And I used the same pink that I used on the cards, and it just slips over. I tied it with a little twist tie and it slips over, and my daughter will write a little note here on the back for the couple that it goes to. I figured this might be a little easier for them to hold on to. But that's it with the mini cards, the candies, the envelopes that match. Tied that with a real pretty pink ribbon that matches, one of my brooches that I made, and then their little envelope. I hope they like it. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for visiting me today, and happy crafting. Bye.